Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Vorian from the Paladin Journal, and today I wanted to do another hobby segment with you guys. And this time, what we're going to be looking at is the differences between the new Terminator kits for Space Marines that came out in 2023 with the huge refresh and the launch of 10th edition. And we're going to be looking at the old kit, which came out, I believe, roughly speaking, sometime in like 2005, maybe 2006, when 4th edition came out. And those kits have been classic for a long time now. In fact, while the shooty Terminators have been upgraded in the last like a year and a half, the assault Terminators are still going with the old kit, which doesn't make any kind of sense to me, but I'm sure it makes some kind of sense to GW. So anyways, this is what I was really wanting to talk to you guys about. I just started building this new kit that I got last year, or maybe the year before that, on a trip. And I was really excited to get the new Terminators because I feel that the scale is better, and they look much more threatening. And it's all about how they look visually. And the new Terminators check all the boxes. However, the downside is that when designing this kit, GW sculptors, whoever they are, they went with the Primaris route, which is you take something that works and then you essentially pretty much, you know, take that apart in every way that matters. And you make the building process of this hobby, the assembly process, it's like, the most basic thing about the hobby, if you want to get into it, it makes that whole process much more difficult, not just for a new player, which is extremely important in an age where more and more people are going with 3D sculpted parts, and more people are like, decreeing the high costs of the hobby, especially as it relates to Warhammer. And the same applies to, the more enfranchised players, which is me. I started myself in 2007, towards the tail end of 4th edition. I took a break during 5th edition, came back in 8th edition, and I've been pretty much like, with the hobby ever since. Now, what I have before you guys are 2 of the built Terminators, 3 more, as you can see, that are not built yet, but they are awaiting assembly. And then I have 2 guys who are painted. One of them was done in 2023 for a tournament. The other was done last year, just to round out my squads and everything. And these guys are from my homebrew White Scars. Yeah, I know there's no white on them, and the only White Scarsy thing that they have are their shoulder pads, which you can see right there. These are what I'm using for these guys. The shoulder pads are from the White Scars upgrade, and everything. The whole thing is just my take on these guys. So anyway, the reason I want to talk to you guys, like I said, is the difference between the new kit and the old kit. Now, unfortunately, I do not have an unassembled old kit. It's all pretty much built, and all I have right now are just some bits and pieces of weapons and stuff like that all over the place. I don't know where everything is, and if I went bits hunting right now, it would take me a while. But anyways, what I want to show you guys is like, if you want to build the new Terminators, which are these guys, let's see how many parts they have. Let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and probably missing one of these pieces. Here we go. 9. 9 pieces to build one guy, right? However, if you take a look at these old miniatures right here, the legs with their side plates, the thigh plates, and you could say the front part here, that's all one single piece. One single piece. We look at the rest of the body, the torso, the back half, and the front half, they used to be 2 pieces. And you can kind of say that there's still 2 pieces here, which is like, the least offensive part about this kit. Let's see, how is it going to fit? It's going to fit something like that. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Give me a second. And there we go. So you see, This part, this 2 parts, used to be the same as it's the same as the old kit, except the addition of the back hip plate, or not the hip, the ass plate, I guess you could call it. You know, that with the addition of that is it's like it's whatever. You know, not a big deal really. Essentially, the torso is still 2 parts as it used to be, but the legs and the thighs, it's like, come on, guys, seriously. This is how the Primaris are designed as well. You know, the legs are separate. They have the front knee plates that extend down, and there's the whole like hip attachment, you know, for the thighs and everything, and the thigh plates that go on the sides. 9 pieces compared to the old ones, 3 pieces, you know. And honestly, I find that offensive. It's like, why did GW need to do this? You know, why make the kits so freaking complicated? It doesn't make any kind of sense at all, and it just frustrates a person like me who just wants to get their models built quickly and, you know, efficiently. And because, you know, now I'm in a phase of my hobby life where it's like, okay, I still love the building aspect, but I also want to build stuff and then get to painting stuff, because I'm working on so many different armies and making all these incremental progresses. It really gives me a dopamine hit, you know. And it's not just all of that, of course, but, you know, let's take a step back. This is all that we've talked about with the bodies, right? I want to talk about the weapons. On the old kits, this guy, the weapons were all single bits. The arm and the weapon, they were all single bits, you know. On the hammers, like, okay, so I won't talk about the hammers because the Assault Terminator is still the same. So we'll actually just sub this guy into the front. Look at this guy, Shooty Terminator, right? This whole piece is one arm. It's one bit, sorry. This whole thing, it's 1 bit. But take a look at this sprue. You know, this is the new sprue for this. And if you take a look, so you got the Stormbolter. This is 1/2. This is 2/2. And that's the arm. Now, you may ask yourself, you know, what's the point? Like, honestly, why would they do that? You know, why split the Stormbolter in 2 pieces? Why, and even why, you know, make this this used to be 1 whole bit. Now it's 3 pieces. It's like, just why? You know, and I'll flip this around as well. This is the power fist, right? This bit is the power fist, but as I can see, there's a big hole right here, and the fingers are incomplete. Well, where are the fingers? Well, let's see. Right here. So this attachment, this is the power fist enclosure attachment, right? And this one, which used to be, again, on the Assault Terminators, this used to be a single piece molded on the power fist arm itself, the chain fist attachment. So apparently now, you know, these guys can have the chain fists. Of course, that's totally fine. But, oh, sorry, they already have the chain fists. So what I'm trying to get at is, they've taken single pieces of bits and they've split them into multiple pieces. The weapons, they're now like 3 pieces. The bodies, they're now 9 pieces, and none of that makes any sense. And the worst part is, you know, you won't be able to see it clearly on this sprue, but everything is all over the place. While I was cutting everything out, I had to look at all 3 sprues. There are 3 different sprues, you know, which is pretty much the same as the old one, except the old Shooty Terminators, they had smaller sprues, you know. Everything on those old sprues, it was laid out perfectly. All the torsos were together, all the legs were together, all the weapons were together, all the heads were together, the accessories and everything, they were all together. But on this one, you know, so it's like these 2 pieces will be on one sprue, these pieces will be on another sprue, and then these pieces will be on a third sprue. Let's turn this around a little bit. None of that makes sense. Why are they all not together? If they're gonna just like split everything up and everything can just go in one specific pose, then why not put all the pieces together? Whoever designed these sprues, they are, satanic geniuses, because they introduce so much complexity to the building process, and then they manage to figure out how to put everything on the sprues and make the sprues bigger and make it everything more complicated to even find on there. Because a lot of these small pieces, like these the tie plates right here, these guys, these things, they are so hard to find because they're so small, and it's so easy to miss them on a very busy sprue. Like, take a look at this one, right? So this is kind of like the shoulder pad and weapons sprue, kind of, with the teleport homer, which the teleport homer as well is now in so many different pieces. It's like 1 and then 2 and 3 pieces, just like at a glance that I can tell. 3 pieces. The old ones are single pieces, man. It's like, I don't get it. It's like, why? And it's not like the box size has changed either. Like, if you look at it, this is the new size boxes. Hold on, I'll get it into the picture better. Okay, there we go. This is the old box. This is the new box, right? It's the same as the new one. Or, sorry, excuse me, I'm just, getting my words mixed up. This is the new box, and it's exactly the same size as the old box. There's literally no difference that I've noticed. I've built so many Terminators. I have a pretty good idea of how the boxes used to look. Same thickness. 3 sprues, same thickness. Same length, even. Nothing has changed there. They just give you a fancy new artwork on the miniatures. They don't even give you all the details anymore. Like, if you take a look at the back, they show you 2 alternative schemes, but unlike the 8 boxes from 8th edition, even, they don't give you the color schemes on these boxes anymore. Like, these are the paints that you need for the different parts, which is like, why, GW, why? There is literally so much wrong with the new way that GW does its sprues for Space Marines that it is extremely frustrating as a hobbyist to build these things and to, just keep it all together. And with the way that they've designed some of the weapons, like I said, with the power fists and the chain fists, and, I guess even some of the bigger weapons, it's hard to have bits that you can use for the future. Because, just, let's see, I'll bring up the sprue again. Look at the power fist attachment and the chain fist attachment. If I want to use that as a bit, I can't. Because they're only going to go on that one fist, and there's only so many fists in the box, and essentially I'm going to be wasting either the power fist attachment or the chain fist attachment, which doesn't make sense. You are literally giving people less bits. Like, if I would to take a look at my bits box, the one where I have a lot of my Terminators, you would see that I have so many bits. Actually, you know what? I'll bring it up. Give me a sec. So there we go. So sorry for the cut in there. But as you can see, this is the old teleport homer. It's a single piece. It's a single damn piece, which will just go on this stupid little 25mm base, and then that's it. But no, in the new kit, it's 3 pieces. Because, they have to make it fancier. They have to make it more complicated. This is the heavy flamer for Terminators. In here, it's a single piece. As you can see, it has the arm attached. It has the shoulder attached. It's just missing the shoulder pad. You just plop it onto one of these bad boys and you are done. However, if we look at the new kit, it's like 4 or 5 different bits that you need, which, again, like I said, doesn't make any kind of sense. Like right here. So that's the heavy flamer, right? As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. This is 1 piece. Why is this thing 4 pieces? It doesn't need to be 4 pieces. It can't just be 1 piece. They have made these sprues for such a long time that it absolutely baffles me that GW has taken these amazing, big brained design decisions which make life so much more messier. None of that makes sense. Look at the power fists. It's a single piece. It's not 2 pieces, it's not 3 pieces, whatever. It's a single piece. The chain fist, the old chain fist. Look at it. It's 1 piece. Literally 1 piece, but no, they have to make it complicated. And I am dreading what is going to happen with the Assault Terminators kit, because like right now, the Thunder Hammers, they come with the arms on these guys. Sure, the Storm Shields, there are 2 parts. There's the arm and then there's a shield, which is like fine. That's totally acceptable. But now I'm like, okay, are they gonna like make that more complicated? So this will be like, I don't know, 3 pieces. So there will be the arm, there will be the haft of the weapon, and then the hammerhead. Is that what they're gonna do? I mean, I don't expect them to make it that complicated, but looking at everything else, it's like they can do anything they want, right? And it's like none of it makes any kind of sense. So overall in summation, new Terminators versus the old Terminators. Old Terminators, they are better designed by far in terms of how many bits you need to build a guy, how many bits you need to build any single thing on that model. Such a vast gulf of difference. And the new kits, yeah, sure. GW has better production facilities now. They can do more crazy stuff with their sprues and everything. But you have to ask yourself, does that really help the player? And my answer is, it really doesn't help the player at all. Like, what is gained by going from this to going from this? Where this, the body is 3 parts. Here, the body is 9 parts. Here, this one single weapon, it's 2 parts. Here, it's 3 parts on these guys. And same goes for this weapon. This weapon is 1 part. On the new Terminators, it's 3 parts. None of that makes any kind of sense. What has GW gained? They're using more plastic in their kits. Okay, so maybe their margins are better now than they used to be 20 years ago. But I still have to imagine that, if they could have the same kind of complexity as the old ones, which is, an acceptable level of complexity, if they just had that, if they just like straight up upgrade it, they have to do nothing more than just upscale the things, right? Maybe on a few items where as necessary, they give you some different options, slightly different styles, like on the shoulder pads, the designs on the torsos, the designs on their knees and everything. Sure, make that different, update it. More detail. More detail is fine. But, also, you look at their instructions. Their instructions used to be pretty small instructions, like 4 pages, maybe 5. But right now, if I'm looking at this new one, so let's see, right? Page 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, and then, of course, 15, 16. These are 16 pages of instructions. 16 pages of instructions. Do they need to be 16 pages? No, they do not. They could just be like 6 pages of instructions. And that would be so much better. They would literally be saving. They'll have better margins. But I don't know, whatever math that GW is doing, they know it. We don't. And it's just absolutely bizarre world. So anyways, guys, that's all I had for you for today on this hobby segment. And I'm going to get back to building these Terminators. And I'll see you guys very soon, as soon as tomorrow. Or, as we're speaking right now, in about maybe 12-ish hours. It's pretty much practically the 16th now, where I am. And I'm going to have a review for Captain America Brave New World, which is like, it was an interesting movie. We'll talk about that in my review video for that. But anyways, so this is me signing off. Hope you guys like this. Any feedback is welcome. Let me know. And see you all soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.